there are probably some marketing folks that might feel targeted there, but I think that's a great one because it's something that resonates with everybody, right? There's nobody that wants to put out a fluff piece or a fluffy messaging. What are some other examples of really strong polarizing messaging?
Yeah, so like I'll give you an example. At Full Story, we had a really good polarizing message, which was the idea that, everybody that we spoke to was familiar with the idea of like website analytics. But what we were doing at Full Story was different, was we were doing session replay. You could actually watch the sessions being recorded. And
dude, it was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used it when they were in beta, and I still remember the demo, and I was like, what? They're like, put this pixel on your site. I was like, what is happening? It was like you could see the user moving the mouse. Like that was bananas. Yeah.
Like you're standing over their shoulder. And that was the initial messaging, right? It was like, see your users as if over their shoulder. And it was just like, but that's not polarizing, right? That's not provocative. There's nothing in that that's really spicy that's going to, again, emotionally trigger me as a buyer. So what we changed it to was, we used to tell people, okay, have you ever been on a website where you found it so frustrating you started slamming your mouse, just clicking all over the screen, being like, why is it not doing what I want? Okay. Well, we call that a rage click. And the question we have for you is, how do you know if people are rage clicking on your product or website right now? Okay. So now all of a sudden we've capitalized on what is a really relatable experience. Being on a crummy website with bad UI and you are slamming your mouse. And we had some people did do rage clicks. They would do they just wave their cursor all over the place. So we had a name for that too. But, we kind of named this feeling, this angry feeling that you get. And then the question becomes, what if people are doing that right now on your stuff? How would you know? And now all of a sudden you got me thinking. Now that's succinct, tight, says nothing about Full Story yet, right? We haven't talked about the product. We haven't talked about what it is or what it does. We talked about what it means. The ability to see when people are pissed on your product is what Full Story gives you. And so that's emotionally charged. Now there's a whole camp of people that be like, I don't think I need that. Why does that matter? There's a whole camp of people that be like, no, I don't think that's important. That's okay. Because again, we're not trying to win everyone, but the core people that bought Full Story, those product marketers and product managers and engineers and so on, that were just like, yes, give me that. Give me that ability. I need that. I care about that.
It pulls the right people into the sales process and kind of keeps away the tire kickers.
That's right. That's right. I'll give another example so people can get the idea of this. So one of the startups that was called Connectifier. And this was before we had GDPR and stuff. So they would open source everybody's contact information that was available on the public web and create kind of a super profile of that individual. And so we would sell this to recruiters. And most recruiters use LinkedIn. So what we would say is LinkedIn is a closed garden. LinkedIn's information only relies on LinkedIn itself. It pulls nothing from the web. In fact, it wants nothing to do with the rest of the internet. And we feel that that's a mistake. There's so much more information on a person than just what's on LinkedIn. Think about Twitter, think about, GitHub, think about all the social media sites that are out there. Imagine you could pull in all this information instead of just relying on one source that may or may not be even, updated. Mm-hmm. Now, they're, again, polarizing. There's a set of people who are like, how dare you? Like LinkedIn is life. What are you talking about? And there's a whole other group be like, wait a second. Yeah, you're right. I mean, why am I relying on one source? So if you're telling me I can have 10, 15 at my disposal without additional work, it's just available to me. Why wouldn't I take more? And so it was polarizing. And again, we knew our buyer. We knew, and again, that's not talking about what Connectifier is or what it does, what it means. It means you get more info at your fingertips without necessarily having to do more work.